Sam. Welcome back to bestbeginnerguitarlessons.com. Hopefully now, by this point, you've got the first three chords down to where they sound clear, which is the C and the F and the G7. And it may be that the F still give you a little trouble, or any one of the other two chords. But if you got them sounding pretty close to the way they're supposed to sound, as you continue on through the lessons, all your chords will start clearing up with practice, with time and practice. So again, if you got them sounding pretty good, stay here and we'll continue on from this point. If not, go back to where you need to practice on the chords you need to practice on in the previous videos, and sit and practice over and over to where you can change from one chord to the other in no certain order, and where it will be really easy to change. If you get to that point now, we're going to continue on. And again, practice every day if you can, 15 minutes minimum per day. Before we get started, I'll assume now that you've got your guitar in tune again. Check that every time you sit down to practice or play. Be sure it's in tune. And again, electronic tuner will help you a whole lot. But if you don't have the electronic tuner to use, you can use a pitch pipe. Go to my video on how to tune a guitar, and you can also learn how to tune off the video. So be sure your guitar is in tune. Today we're going to start working on the rhythm to our first song. Now the first song is going to be an easy song. It's going to include the first two chords that we've learned, and that's C and G7. We'll be playing just those two chords in the song. But today we're going to work on getting the strum pattern down, and next week we'll start the actual song itself with creating a rhythm pattern. I'll start showing you how to rhythm the chords and change from one to the other. Okay, but for today's lesson, we're going to start with a C chord, and we're going to strum. And what I want you to do is strum along with me, and I'm going to start strumming like this. Just listen for just a second. Just like that. Start with a C. And then we're going to change to G7. And back to C. So C, G7, C, we're going to go back and forth. That's all there's going to be to the song. Two chords, C and G7, back and forth. But the key is to be able to, when you're changing chords, you may still be having trouble with the strumming hand, wanting to slow down or stop as you're strumming while you're making the chord change from one chord to another. And that's normal. That will clear up. Just keep practicing with time, keep working on it, keep being conscious of it, and keep trying to make it smooth out, and continue on while the chords are being changed from up here from one to the other. And again, you may be not having a problem with the strum, but you still have a problem with the chords. And again, just practice all the chords back and forth, different ways, mixing them up. Okay, let's start with the C, and you'll start strumming along with me. I'll really get started, you come right on in. Then we're going to G7. C. G7. C. G7, C, G7, C, G7, C, you get the idea. Just strum like we're doing here. Start with a C, and then you go to G7, C, and just continue that back and forth, back and forth. And as you practice, this will, going from C to G7 with the rhythm a little quick, will help your chording hand be able to go from one chord to the other. You get used to the chord changes a lot quicker. If you're still having trouble, if you're not, that's fantastic. You're in a really good place with the chord changes. That's great. Same thing with the strumming hand. Keep it going, and as you go to change, the ideal way is to change while you're away from the strings. In other words, not strumming the strings. If you have the C, change, and as you come back down, you're on the G7 then. So that's all. That's all you need to do. C, G7, and of course, when you practice, do not forget about the F. Keep working on the F. You can practice all your chords. Hopefully, that all three of those chords are starting to sound really good, and they'll just get better. And hopefully, you're really close to playing all three of them clear. But for now, with our first song coming up in the next lesson, I know you're excited. I'm ready to teach you the first song. It's always an exciting time to be able to take the guitar and play your very first song. And from that point on, all your chord learning and your rhythm patterns, strum patterns, and everything else that we'll be going over will become easier and easier. As you progress, you may have even noticed it this early on, that as you play and practice, things get to be a little bit easier, and that's the way we want it. That's the way it will happen. Again, if you, I've had a few people ask about the finger ease, and again, you can get that local guitar store, music store, and it will help if you're having the finger soreness. Spray it on your fingers a little bit, up and down on your fretboard, your strings here, and wipe the excess off with a little dry, lint-free cloth, and it will help if you're having some trouble with soreness. And again, if it gets really sore, fingers really bother you, take a day or two off. Just let them kind of heal up a little bit, and you will get to pretty soon. You'll start to see a little hardness form on the tips of your fingers, and that's the callus forming up. And then the soreness will start going away at that point. Again, if you have any questions, glad to answer any questions you may have in reference to the lessons. If you want to leave a comment, that's fine. I've been having some great comments, great questions also. All you have to do is just email me, and I'll be glad to answer them personally. At the top of the website where it says join my monthly newsletter, you can click there and fill in the information, send me the question or problem you're having, or even the comment. I certainly will take a look at it and get back to you. I think that's it for today. So let's get on to the next lesson and play in that first song.